Thanks for clicking. Fundamentally, Google Compute Engine is made up of three things. It's virtual machines, it's networking, and it's disks. And our core vision for making this product is to allow you to run your applications on Google's infrastructure. You start with a project, and a project is basically a grouping of the administrative and billing contacts around Google APIs. And in the Google Cloud Platform, we have some other services for compute and storage, but we're going to just focus on Compute Engine. And right there, you can think of the project as your virtual private cluster to use for whatever you need. And inside of the project, we have virtual machines, we have networks, and we have disks, same things we talked about. So first step is the network. And the network is Google's network, fundamentally. It's the same network we use to serve all of our products. And we work very hard to get traffic from the internet onto this network as quickly as possible and run it across our private infrastructure to get it to your virtual machines. And this network is private to your project. So all of your virtual machines can see each other on the network, but nobody else can see your project and you can't see anybody else's. And the networks, we work hard to make it easy to use. So it includes a DNS server that maps your instance names to your actual IPs and makes all of that easy to do. From the load balancing perspective, we work very hard to make this also Google scale. So this is Google's network level load balancing, bringing packets directly to your virtual machines. So when you set up the load balancer and you've got a pool of machines, Google handles at its infrastructure level the load balancing to all of those machines. And you should be able to withstand very high spikes in network traffic without anything else happening because it's all working through Google's overall load balancer. And this load balancer will only hit virtual machines that are healthy, and you get to define for your application exactly what healthy means. So we've got networks and we've got load balanced traffic getting to those networks. And next up, we have virtual machines. Virtual machines are the core of infrastructure as a service. So you've got the machines you need, and you get to define what the balance of CPU to RAM is for your particular uses. And these virtual machines are running on top of Google's infrastructure. So same kind of data centers as we're using for other products. And we work very hard to keep the underlying hardware up to date. So it stays patched, hardware gets replaced as it needs to, and that sort of thing. These are also billed by the minute, down to a 10-minute minimum. So you can use them for a wide variety of use cases that wouldn't be possible if the billing intervals were longer. And booting these instances works off of booting off of disk. So that is persistent disk. And in Compute Engine, persistent disk is a logical block storage device that is off on the network. And it's been designed fundamentally for consistent I/O. So it should be a great place to host your database applications and any other latency-sensitive I/O workloads. And you get all of this based on the underlying infrastructure that is distributing those blocks across hundreds or thousands of machines and optimizing the reads and writes to make it look perfectly consistent to your VMs. So you've got this virtual hardware, and then you want to actually take advantage of the fact that it's virtual by automating everything we can. So we've partnered with several groups that offer very awesome services for auto-scaling and managing your infrastructure. We've also created plugins for a wide variety of open source management tools. All access to Compute Engine is via our HTTP JSON REST API, and all the things I just mentioned are built on that same API. Also, our command line tools and our Cloud Console are built on the same API. So with this API, your code has access to all of the features of Google Compute Engine. That is the core fundamentals of Compute Engine. And for further details, see the extra documentation that I'm putting on the screen right now and in the links below. And we really look forward to seeing what you build, and happy computing. Thank you very much.